Hello there and good evening, America. It is I, the one and only Mr. CJ. I am back at it again. Another night, another day, depending on your location. Yeah, I hope y'all are having a great time out there wherever you are currently located. Where am I located? Where I'm located, it is currently February the 12th. Jesus. I keep saying January. I'm stuck in January, guys. I apologize. But it's February the 12th, the year 2020, believe it or not, 11:55 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'm not going to tell you exactly where I'm located, but I'm out in the mountains. It's Mountain Standard Time. It's about to be 12 o'clock p.m. I obviously have an issue getting to sleep on time, but I hope y'all are okay with that. The U.S. national debt, as you can see here, is currently sitting at around $23 trillion, 278 billion, 194 million, 700,000 and counting, 800,000. I've been in here for probably about a good 10-15 minutes already, and the debt is most definitely going up, or has been going up, ever since I've been sitting here staring at it. What we're going to talk about, I have some little news here, some more tweets, some more Trump tweets, and the Fed chief basically issuing the report, or some shit on the federal budget, which I believe has to do with this area down here where it says U.S. federal budget deficit / surplus to GDP ratio. See, so the red, see how the red or deficit is in red and surplus is in green? It's kind of like whenever you're at the stoplight. Whenever it's red, that's the deficit. That's whenever it's like, I'm trying to come up with a good word. You could say fucked. Not fucked, but at a standstill, you could say surplus. Surplus is actually obviously good. I mean, a surplus of money is obviously good. Currency, whatever the hell you want to call it. I'm not sure if I already said, but welcome to What the Debt here. But this just in, guys. Basically, this is from The Hill, finance section. It says Fed chief issues stark warning to Congress on deficits. So the federal budget deficit. What deficits do we have? There it is, U.S. federal budget deficit. I'm not sure if this is exactly the one that they're talking about, but we'll just go with it. Again, I'm not any sort of financial advisor or anything like that, so please do not take any sort of financial advice from this channel unless it has to do with building your credit or repairing your credit. That is something that I have done myself personally. I do know how to do. Here soon I'll be looking to leave a link in the descriptions below if anybody out there needs help repairing their credit. It's honestly super simple. Before I got into repairing my credit, I thought it was something that's going to cost me a lot of money. It's going to be difficult, blah blah blah, all these excuses. Whenever I finally started sitting down and taking a look into it or reading it for myself, I basically ended up realizing that, okay, I just want to make sure I'm still recording, but I ended up realizing that it's super simple to fix your credit. But also, please feel free to like and subscribe to our channel here at What the Debt. We really appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm not sure why I'm saying we. It might be because it's a little bit late here. It might be my other personality. Not too sure. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's about to strike midnight here. But this just in regards to the Fed chief issuing a warning to Congress on the deficits. It says Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. I wonder if he's related to Colin Powell. Not too sure, but Jerome Powell called on Congress to reduce the U.S. federal budget deficit to ensure the central bank could adequately respond to a financial crisis or recession. Powell told a House committee Tuesday that lawmakers should curb federal spending while the economy is running strong before a downturn forces Congress or the Fed to pump stimulus spending into the U.S. Forces the Fed, Congress or the Fed to pump stimulus. Are they talking about creating money out of thin air? I'm not sure. You tell me. I'm not the financial expert here. But that's kind of what my intuition tells me. Let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. Here's a good one. Powell's comments come one day after President Trump proposed a budget for fiscal 2021 with a $1 trillion deficit that puts the U.S. on track to balance its spending in 15 years. Those projections assume the economy growing at a far faster rate than predicted by most economists. Is there any economists out there? Is this true or is this false? I would say that's definitely a plus for President Trump there. If I haven't mentioned already, please check the link in the description below. You can actually rate the President Trump and have the chance to get a Amazon gift card, which is super, super cool. Everybody loves Amazon. And it only takes about a couple of minutes of your time to rate President Trump. I've done it myself, actually, multiple times. But there's something here I wanted to read in regards to Trump and his tweets, and basically these politicians and their tweets. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like for whatever reason that Twitter, the social media platform Twitter, is like I feel like it's for politicians. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm sure there's tons of other people who are not politicians, but I feel like these politicians, I feel like their go-to or their social media go-to is Twitter. I guess that's what I should say. I should word it correctly. You know what I'm saying, though? I feel like if you're a politician, your social media is like is Twitter, basically. You know, it's almost like if you're a student or younger, millennial generation, whatever. I'm sure there's some young politicians out there, but I just tend to hear a lot of these politicians being on Twitter and talking shit to each other. You know. Oh, that's fucking funny. Excuse my language, please. Please, I hope I don't offend anybody's ears there. But here's what it says. But beyond budgeting, Powell has largely rejected lawmakers' request to opine on issues. I'm not sure if I said that right. To opt in, not opine, Jesus. To opt in on issues relegated to Congress while guarding the central bank's independence amid Trump's constant criticism. Please bear with me, folks. As mentioned earlier, it is a little bit late. Trump bashed Powell on Twitter. This is what I'm talking about. Trump bashed Powell on Twitter in the middle of his testimony, blaming the Fed chief for a slight dip in the Dow Jones Industrial Average that began during his House appearance. This is the Fed chief, so basically President Trump, don't forget to rate him, but President Trump bashed Powell on Twitter. Now, obviously, they're using the word bashed informally there because I don't think that he actually bashed Powell on Twitter there. I got into an argument one time with some Facebook